How do you betray a king who brought you a championship just to chase a dream that might never come true? The question cuts deeper than any trade rumor or front office leak ever could. It strikes at the very heart of what loyalty means in professional sports, what gratitude looks like when measured against championship aspirations, and whether franchises owe anything to the legends who defined their greatest moments. Right now, in the marble corridors of Lakers headquarters, conversations are happening that would make even the most hardened NBA fans sick to their stomachs. We're not talking about moving role players or reshuffling bench pieces. We're discussing the potential dismantling of everything LeBron James built in Los Angeles, and doing it all in service of a younger star who hasn't won a single playoff series yet. The audacity is breathtaking, the strategic logic undeniable, and the emotional devastation potentially irreversible. Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report didn't just drop a trade proposal, he detonated a nuclear bomb in the middle of Lakers fandom. His 5-team megadeal reads like science fiction: LeBron James and Bronny James to Dallas, Giannis Antetokounmpo to Los Angeles, and a cascade of players and draft picks flowing across the league like dominoes falling in perfect sequence. The complexity is staggering. The Mavericks would acquire LeBron and Bronny along with Andre Jackson Jr., Tyler Smith, and Drew Timm, instantly creating the most fascinating father-son dynamic in NBA history, while pairing LeBron with Kyrie Irving for what could be their final championship chase together. Meanwhile, the Lakers would land the ultimate prize: Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning MVP whose combination of size, athleticism, and basketball IQ would create the most devastating duo in basketball alongside Luka Doncic. They'd also receive Olivier Maxence Prosper and Tyrese Martin, plus trade exceptions that provide additional roster flexibility. The Milwaukee Bucks would transform their future, receiving R.J. Barrett, P.J. Washington, Caleb Martin, Najee Marshall, and a treasure trove of Lakers draft assets, including swap rights through 2032. It's the kind of haul that rebuilds franchises from the ground up while providing immediate competitive talent. Toronto and Brooklyn round out the deal with complementary pieces that address their specific needs, creating a 5-team transaction that reshapes multiple conferences simultaneously. The salary cap gymnastics required for this deal represent a masterclass in NBA contract manipulation. LeBron's no-trade clause means he'd have to approve the Dallas move while waiving his trade bonus to keep the Mavericks under their second apron hard cap of $189.5 million. This isn't just a basketball decision, it's asking LeBron to sacrifice millions for the privilege of being traded away from the team he chose. The Lakers would leverage the expanded trade exception from LeBron's departure to absorb Giannis and prosper, while staying under their first apron hard cap of $178.7 million. Every dollar matters, every exception must be perfectly calculated, and one miscalculation could collapse the entire structure like a house of cards. This level of financial complexity reveals just how desperate the Lakers are to make this work. They're not just willing to trade LeBron. They're willing to perform salary cap acrobatics that would make championship-winning general managers dizzy just for the chance to pair two generational talents. Imagine Giannis Antetokounmpo and Luka Doncic on the same team. The thought alone should make defensive coordinators across the league break out in cold sweats. Giannis brings everything the Lakers currently lack: elite defense, rim protection, transition scoring, and the kind of two-way dominance that championship teams require. Paired with Luka's offensive wizardry, this combination would create matchup nightmares that opposing coaches couldn't solve. When Luka needs help creating shots, Giannis provides unstoppable driving lanes. When Giannis needs space to operate, Luka's playmaking opens up the entire court. It's basketball synergy at its most beautiful and destructive. The age alignment makes perfect sense from a timeline perspective. Giannis at 29 and Luka at 25 would give the Lakers a championship window extending well into the next decade. Unlike the current situation with an aging LeBron, this partnership could sustain excellence for years rather than desperately chasing one final title before Father Time wins. Defensively, Giannis would transform the Lakers overnight. His rim protection, switching ability, and help defense would mask the defensive limitations that have plagued Los Angeles for years. Combined with improved depth and coaching, the Lakers could become elite on both ends of the court. But here's where fantasy crashes into the unforgiving reality of NBA business. This trade will never happen, and everyone involved knows it. The fundamental flaw isn't logistical or financial. It's that Milwaukee would never, ever accept this return package for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks would be trading a generational talent in his prime for what amounts to a collection of solid role players and future draft picks that might never develop into star-level talent. RJ Barrett is a nice player, but he's not a franchise cornerstone. PJ Washington provides value, but he's not irreplaceable. The draft assets are intriguing, but they're gambling on future Lakers failures that might never materialize. Milwaukee isn't rebuilding, they're still in championship contention with Giannis as their centerpiece. Trading him would require either an explicit trade demand or a return package, so overwhelming that it would be organizational malpractice to refuse. This proposal offers neither. Even if Giannis eventually requests a trade, the Bucks would demand packages centered around young all-stars, multiple unprotected first-round picks, and immediate contributors who could keep them competitive. The Lakers simply don't possess the assets necessary to construct such an offer without gutting their entire future. While the Giannis dream remains fantasy, the underlying LeBron reality is becoming impossible to ignore. Grant Hughes of Bleacher Report didn't mince words when he declared that the Lakers will inevitably move on from their four-time NBA champion, and his reasoning cut straight to the heart of Los Angeles' organizational transformation. The Los Angeles Lakers are clearly no longer his team, Hughes wrote, acknowledging the seismic shift that occurred when Luka Doncic became the franchise centerpiece. This isn't about disrespecting LeBron's continued excellence. It's about recognizing that power dynamics have fundamentally changed within the organization. LeBron's $53 million expiring contract creates both opportunity and pressure. The Lakers can either extend him and commit to another season of aging star basketball, or they can explore trade scenarios that provide assets for the future. Given their clear pivot toward building around Luka, the latter option becomes increasingly attractive. The psychological aspect cannot be understated. For the first time in over 2 decades, LeBron isn't the undisputed alpha on his team. This adjustment could prove challenging for someone accustomed to controlling every aspect of his basketball environment. If the Lakers do decide to move LeBron, several destinations emerge as logical landing spots. Cleveland represents the romantic homecoming option, allowing LeBron to finish his career where it began while providing the Cavaliers with the veteran leadership needed for playoff success. Miami offers another reunion opportunity, pairing LeBron with Pat Riley's championship culture one final time. The Heat's developmental system and competitive fire could provide the perfect environment for LeBron's twilight years. Golden State presents the most intriguing possibility. Imagine LeBron and Stephen Curry finally playing together after years of epic playoff battles. The Warriors' system, championship experience, and veteran leadership could create the ideal situation for one final title run. Every potential move must be evaluated through the lens of championship probability. The current Lakers roster, built around an aging LeBron and ascending Luka, faces serious questions about defensive capability, depth, and playoff sustainability. Trading LeBron for assets that better complement Luka's timeline might actually improve their title odds over the next 5 years. The Western Conference landscape demands elite two-way performance, something the current Lakers struggle to provide consistently. Building around Luka with complementary pieces, rather than trying to balance two ball-dominant stars, could create a more cohesive and dangerous team. For Lakers fans, these discussions represent a betrayal of everything they believed about organizational loyalty and championship culture. LeBron delivered the 2020 title during the most challenging circumstances in franchise history, creating memories that should have guaranteed unconditional support. Yet, professional sports operate on different principles than fan emotion. The Lakers' front office must prioritize future success over past gratitude, championship potential over sentimental attachment. These decisions define franchises for decades, making them simultaneously necessary and heartbreaking. The Lakers face an impossible choice: honor the legend who brought them a championship or pursue the future that might bring them several more. There's no right answer, no decision that won't leave someone feeling betrayed or abandoned. What's certain is that change is coming. Whether through trade or free agency, LeBron's time as the Lakers' centerpiece is drawing to a close. The only questions involve timing, destination, and the assets Los Angeles receives in return. So here's what I need to know from you. If you were making this decision, would you trade LeBron to chase the Giannis dream? Or do you stick with the king regardless of age and timeline? And if LeBron does get moved, which destination would hurt your soul the least? Drop your thoughts below because this conversation is about to get heated, and smash that like button if you're as emotionally invested in this Lakers drama as every fan should be right now.